Then in hip hop, how do you typically do it?
That's probably what I want to
And
do.
in hip hop conversations,
Yeah.
we're here discussing the Grammys
Again.
again.
I got you.
Oh, that was the intro.
Yeah, it was. Don't worry about it. I did it on purpose.
On today's conversation, we'll be talking about the Grammys, in particular, Cardi B winning, and also Drake's speech and how we kind of feel about hip hop at the Grammys.
When I saw the next day that Childish Gambino, he won for This Is America, was the first hip hop song ever to win the song of the year. I didn't.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I'm just thinking back like, damn, a hip hop song never won song of the year.
Right.
I didn't know that.
I thought it was a huge night for him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was so happy. I was so happy he won, and especially for such a controversial song too. Even though people initially didn't really understand the meanings behind it, but the fact that it actually won, I think that was huge.
That's probably why it won.
You think so?
Because of controversy?
Yeah.
Controversy.
Yeah.
You think it would have won without the video?
Nope.
No. No, because I think the video was bigger than the song.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
I agree.
It was dope to see J-Rock.
Be up there.
Yeah,
So
that's-
I don't know why, but of all the people that
That was
won,
so
I don't know
dope,
why it was J-Rock made me the most happy. Because I
So-
feel like he's the one that works the hardest out of TDE. This is
Okay.
all speculation.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like J-Rock is the one that's always in the room, like working on raps, working on songs, and he finally got like
Got
something
that- got
to
his
really,
moment,
really
yeah.
show.
And
for.
think about the injury, like the motorcycle
Yeah.
accident too.
And
So
coming
he
back
was,
from that.
yeah, he was messed up, man. And to put out that project and then for that to
Right.
lead to winning an award.
He being
you
the
know.
first one to sign for TDE.
Yep.
He signed with
True.
TDE before
He
everyone
deserves
there.
that.
So yeah, that was dope to see that when I saw the listings and went, like, oh shit, J-Rock won.
We have this conversation every year about the Grammys don't really matter or don't carry weight, or are they important? And when I see J-Rock and TDE, and of course whenever you win, you're obviously going to be happy. But it seemed like it meant a lot to them to be recognized and to win an award, you know, of that magnitude, regardless of how impactful it could be. Like,
But I think that lends itself to what Drake was saying, right? Like
okay, so let's get into that.
Yeah, so it's a perfect segue into that. I think that Drake was essentially saying that you are successful once people are running to go buy your show. They're singing your songs word for word. A Grammy doesn't have to validate you. But at the end of the day, right, when you are amongst your peers, right, and we talk about how hip hop is a competitive sport, you want to be awarded of things. And I'm not saying that validates you in that group, but for the outsiders looking in that are casual, not even hip hop fans, they see that you're Grammy nominated or you have a Grammy, their perception of you is different.
Yeah, you know what? Like, using a sports reference, I rarely do this like y'all, but like a championship. You know what I'm saying? You've been playing, people wear your jersey or whatever, but it ain't nothing like the feeling of having that
The
actual
championship.
hardware.
Exactly. And the championship doesn't always have to validate you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially depending on who you are. It doesn't have to validate you, but shit, if you get one or multiple, people look at you different. When we was on, what was the name of the show we was on 2 years ago in LA? Me and
That
you.
digital joint.
Off the record.
Yeah.
And remember how J Todd, shout out to J Todd. Remember how he was saying that the booking fees and stuff like that, like how much they go. I don't remember the percentages exactly like that. But if you are nominated, just being nominated, that shit goes up.
They did
And
say
if
that.
you win, you can charge even more. So to me, it's not important because you can still be successful, you can still be great, you can still be an amazing artist. The Grammy nomination doesn't make you or break you, but it makes more of you if you win it.
Your value goes up.
Your value goes up.
Grammy Award winning artist name here.
Exactly.
And it's easy for
Producer.
Drake to say these types of things.
Yeah, right.
It's like a rich person telling you that money.
Right.
Man, shut up. I appreciate you saying that. It's nice and it's sweet, it's cute. But at the end of the day, for motherfuckers that are really out here working,
Yeah.
it
It's-
does mean something for them.
But you know, when I think about Cardi winning it, right? Like it's kind of like
First female artist to win Rap Album of the Year.
Yep.
Yep,
Huge.
and a record of the year too, like for her song.
Okay, I didn't
You
know
know,
that either.
yeah. So Cardi was huge, but at the end of the day, it's kind of like if she didn't win it, she won. Like for her to come where she was from, to get to even being nominated, it didn't matter if she won or not. Like she made it. You know what I'm saying? She made it, and I feel like that's what Drake was kind of saying. You know, even with my guy Nipsey. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all know how ecstatic I was for Nipsey just to be nominated. Obviously, that was the person I wanted to win. But it is what it is. The fact that he just got nominated, and I know he came from nothing. You know what I'm saying? I know his story. I know Cardi came from nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like these people have worked extremely hard to just get to this point that you don't need the Grammy to validate you.
And even Pusha said something about it too. Like he was happy that he was nominated for the album that he made.
Exactly,
you know
for 6 tracks.
Yeah, it's recognition.
Exactly,
Yeah,
it's recognition. So you don't have to win it to validate or nothing like that. But just to even be mentioned in it, I think that people, they kind of want that because you worked for things, right? Like you put in the work in the studio, the long nights, the fucked up relationships, all of that shit, all the sacrifices that you need to make
So why was Drake saying what he was saying, knowing that it's not a level playing field for everybody else?
Well, because think about it, when you are at the top, right? Like Drake is, when you talk about numbers, there's not many people that do better numbers than Drake. He's talking for everybody else too that may not even be afforded the opportunity to be on that stage. You know what I'm saying? So he's talking to everybody else.
While he's holding his trophy.
So when is he supposed to do it then, Ken?
I feel you, but at the same time, I don't really see the huge value in what he said. Because, like we said before, he already has this shit. I appreciate what he said on one hand, but at the same time, it didn't really hold that much water for me, just because, you know, for smaller artists, that really does mean something. For someone like Nipsey, I feel like that would mean something. For someone like a Cardi, who's already getting paid a shit ton of money, it meant something for her only for clout. Like, look what I did. I did it. I made it. This is what I've been working on.
You think a smaller artist would say it? Or if they did say it, would you give a fuck?
They would say it if they didn't have a Grammy yet. I don't think a smaller artist would go on stage and say that shit.
Smaller artists, obviously, their perspective is different, right? Like Drake's been there, done that. He's reached the mountaintop, came back down and went back up, right? Like he's done it all. But when I go to like Freddie Gibbs' concert, right, a couple months ago here in Atlanta, and I see that he didn't even pack out the room. Right, but everybody that was there was such a Freddie Gibbs fan. Everybody was reciting lines. So for me, when I hear Drake saying that type of stuff, he's talking to like the Freddie Gibbs of the world. Bruh, you are, well, he didn't sell out his show, but shit, he had enough people in there where obviously you were coming back to Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? You have enough people that are rapping your lyrics. You have enough fan base. You know what I'm saying? For people to really appreciate what you're doing. Sure. Continue to go, even if you're never nominated, even if you don't get the Grammy. You know what I'm saying? I think that's who Drake is talking to.
Sure. You know, I appreciate that Drake does have the level he has, and he still goes up there and basically says, fuck this Grammy.
Which is why they cut his mic off.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
It seemed like
it's
it though.
Not. He said some shit, and then he stopped and paused, and he looked back.
You know what he was waiting for?
Somebody clap. It's his fault. It's his fault.
But here's the thing. The reason why I say that it was questionable because there were other artists that went up there, right? And they were talking, and they talked less than Drake did, and they put that music on quick. And some of these people still talk through the music where they literally had to cut off the mic and
so then it wasn't
dim it.
Intentional. That proves the point.
But my thing is though is that obviously bigger artists with more clout, they get more time. Right? So they didn't even put on the music. They just automatically cut them off like that?
Nah, man, no. I saw the shit. They faded back and they went off. It's not like they cut his mic off.
But what I'm saying is that typically the first version, like the first thing that they do is they play the music. Hey, bruh. Hey, your time you going a little too long. You know what I'm saying?
Need to stop.
Let's get this mixed race guy off the stage.
That is not what happened. Y'all try to make a conspiracy out of all.
Are you
kinds
listening to
of
what he's
bullshit.
saying?
Yes, I heard every word, and I'm telling you that's not what happened.
We know.
Right. So y'all didn't watch the shit. Y'all just
I watched it.
He did.
I watched it.
Okay, did you see the cameras panning back?
I'm watching it now. Go ahead, talk for another minute.
The cameras. Pull it up.
No, that's why I asked if you heard what he said.
I heard what he said. That they usually play the music.
Yeah.
They don't play the music every single time. I think they're going off to. No, I think
when you start going too long,
that's like the warning.
That's the cue.
And that is my point.
Nobody
if they
never
were
just
cutting
cuts
it
it off.
on purpose. They would have put the music on. They panned the shit back.
Oh, that's the reason why they cut him off on purpose, because they didn't even play the music. They didn't even go through the steps. There's steps to this shit, and they said, you know what? Hey, what do you mean?
You just said that when everybody else was talking, their wrap up was them playing the music.
Right.
They didn't play the music.
But you also said
Drake
they talked through
paused.
the music.
Exactly.
You also said they talked through
So
the
what I'm
music.
saying,
Drake
they
paused.
but
They thought he was done.
What I'm gonna say is I don't know. I didn't watch it, but what Feefo said was they talked through the music.
Yeah.
So if they played the music for Drake, he would have had the opportunity to say
just wrap it up.
more shit than he actually got to say.
Exactly. They just cut him off. It felt disrespectful.
How did they cut him off?
Myke.
Because they just cut off the mic and that's it. All right, we're going to commercial.
He wasn't talking anymore. This motherfucker
pause.
He did.
He turned
Wait. I want to see this. Wait. I'm gonna
funny.
pause. So what?
None of that shit happened.
So we just watched the video,
Yes.
and
Myke was right, as usual.
I just came to the. That's why I wanted to watch it.
You just came to the conclusion that what?
That yeah, it wasn't cut off because he finished his statement.
Right.
I thought that he got
in the middle.
Yeah, I thought it was in the middle and they cut his mic off.
Man,
like a
people
pause.
love to do this shit. They just run with a headline and nobody fact checks.
Well, that's why I'm glad we talked through that then, because I
Drake
thought
was done.
yeah he was.
I thought he was done.
He looked
too.
direct.
I mean that's a closing
I thought he
statement.
was done. Yeah.
That's a closing statement.
He backed out.
And he-
backed
yeah,
away
that-
from the mic.
yeah. I
Everybody
thought-
was clapping. The
Yeah.
camera
Yeah.
panned away.
I thought it was a situation where they cut him off as he was
Nah,
talking.
It even came out that once people thought that they cut him off, they rushed and apologized to Drake. And Drake was like, no, man, it's all good. It's cool.
You didn't cut
But
him.
then outside, he changed his tone.
Oh.
Somebody said, yo, they cut you off. And he was like, oh, you saw that?
To me, when I watched it, I felt that he had more to say, or he could have had more to say.
looked at Twitter.
Yeah, when I was watching it live,
What else?
What he had to say?
That's a closing
I don't know.
When I saw
It
the
just
video, it looked like he had more to say.
No, that was it, man.
His body language.
People trying to make it seem like the Grammys was like, no, man, he talking shit. Cut his mic. He said so much. They would have cut his mic way before that.
Right, they could have. I was waiting for them to cut it, and it never happened. And I was like, oh, he finished.
We gotta stop doing shit like this, y'all.
But
I'm talking to hip hop, especially hip hop Twitter.
Yeah.
Y'all cut this shit out,
yeah,
making
yeah,
shit up to make things seem worse. They're worse enough. They're bad enough. You ain't gotta add more sprinkles and shit on top
Oh,
of
I'm
this
so glad
shit.
we played that.
He
It was a little weirder.
Seem a little startled.
No, Ken.
I'm just
Like, what was he doing when he was doing this?
He was looking for the
He
exit.
was trying to hand the
They all do that. They all do that when they finish.
Because they're all too stupid to watch people before them and say, oh, the
Right.
exit's there.
Right.
Maybe somebody was like,
he
hey,
was
Drake, wrap it up.
Nah. No.
Hey, Drake,
it.
push it coming.
Stop.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
somebody yelled Daytona.
Hey, Drake.
Daytona, nigga. Daytona.
He's looking back like, what? That was good. Oh, he waiting for that one. He was waiting for that one. That was good.
I'm trying to say. You set
That was
it up.
good.
Good job.
That was good.
You set it up. You set it up. Good job. Good job.
That was good.
Looking at this video and expecting this shit like a Madden shit. He did lean into the mic. He did try to say something else.
That's what
He did try,
He
but
did.
it was
At
already,
that point,
it was
but
already
But
over
they're
there.
making it seem like the Grammys did it on purpose.
Yeah.
The
Because he
Grammys
was
That didn't
calling
look
them
like
out.
no
And it's
purpose.
not, yeah.
That
It's
didn't
not.
look like
It
no
didn't
on
come
purpose.
off like that.
The damage was already done if there is any damage. Is what I'm
Exactly.
saying. So it's not like they cut him off.
Right.
He said what he wanted to say.
Right.
If he didn't
Yeah.
pause, he would have got the music.
And he paused a few different times in that speech. They could have cut him off at any of them pauses.
Right.
Right, we need to-
He was probably like, don't text and drive.
Why
Tip your bartender.
Yeah, tip your bartender.
Why do you think Donald Glover didn't show up? Did he put out a statement or say anything about it?
Well, those were several ones that.
Yeah, he said he wasn't gonna show up. Just like Drake initially said he wasn't gonna show up. There's a lot of hip hop artists that said it anyway. Because Kendrick wasn't there.
Yeah,
there was a lot of people that weren't there. Hip hop.
How do you feel about all these people caving to the protest that we were supposed to be doing with the Grammys?
I thought that was just last year though, or the year before that.
And who was all these people protesting?
Remember, people were saying that hip hop needs to stop showing up because the Grammys keep disrespecting.
But the only one that showed up was Drake.
No, I saw
Travis
yeah,
Scott
Travis
was there.
Scott was there.
Joanne Lucas was there.
J Rock was there.
Who was the
J-Rock was
the
there?
girl with the hair? Was that
Picture.
Who's the girl with the hair?
Like when we were watching the video, there was somebody with all the tattoos in the hair. That's not the ooh person.
Oh,
Young and May?
Yeah, was that Young
why
Man?
The one person. The one person.
Yo, I didn't know who the fuck he was talking.
So I wonder if they just changed their mind. Well, Isn't rap always nominated?
I think they did try to make up for the things that they did do in the past this year. So maybe that's why more people decided to show up.
It felt to me that this was pandering.
Yes, I was gonna.
It felt to me that the Grammys were finally like, well, shit, these guys keep calling for boycotts. Let's go ahead and give them this 1 year. Because it seemed way too heavy on the hip hop side. I'm not complaining. I think it's great. But it just seemed odd to me that.
Wait, how many categories hip hop won? Is what you're saying?
But then again, I don't know much about the Grammys. The ones that you named earlier, those were just rap categories.
Yeah, those are just rap.
So rappers didn't win over non-rappers.
Well, the video.
Did they? I'm
the
asking.
video.
Yes.
For Donald Glover. That's
Right.
fair because that was
Yeah.
everywhere.
Cardi B album of the year first. Do you think that was pandering?
Say it one more time, sorry.
Cardi B winning rap album of the year
No.
over the other ones?
No.
I think that was.
I mean, it could be pandering, but I don't
she
care
had a
enough
huge-
to.
I mean, she had a big year.
Yeah,
She had a big year. So
year.
like her winning it was kind of like okay, it makes sense. Like I thought it was either gonna be her or Travis Scott. Like
I don't think they
win.
had any choice.
You think so?
I don't think they had a choice but to not give Cardi that award.
Really?
Absolutely.
The rap album of the year?
Yes. I feel like if anybody other than Mac would have won that album of the year, I think there would have been a problem.
Yeah,
Because Cardi's
yeah.
year was too big. It was bigger than Travis Scott's.
Yeah, it was bigger than everybody.
Nipsey's.
Yeah.
Plus
She had
Bush,
bigger than
everybody,
Bush.
bigger than
Oh,
Bush.
she had bigger than Bush's.
Yeah, she had a big year.
So I don't think they
So
had a
it wasn't
choice.
surprising. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
And I think she should have beat Mac Miller's album. I'm not talking about quality over whatever. And yes, he's passed, but people getting mad that he didn't win, that's kind of silly.
Right. I
Because
think-
would they be mad if he was still alive he didn't win? No.
No.
And I think that'd have been pandering in my opinion if he would have won.
Yeah.
They'd have been like,
Yeah.
oh, it's
Yes.
a sympathy card. They give it to
Yeah.
him because
Art
he
stands
passed.
alone, man.
Right. I thought J. Cole probably would have got nominated.
Oh, he didn't get nominated?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's that.
J.
When I
Cole
saw
didn't
Mac
get
Miller, I was like,
nominated.
wow, they didn't nominate J. Cole.
J. Cole didn't get nominated over Pusha? And I'm not talking about quality
I know
over
what you mean.
projects, but
I know what you mean by like this.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I thought. So when I saw Mac Miller, I'm like, oh, he took J. Cole's spot.
So I wonder if this is the Grammys trying to seem like they're more in tune than prior years.
I think so.
Picking Pusha T's album?
Exactly.
Not even
Nipsey
Kanye's
Hussle.
album.
Exactly.
But
Well, they
Pusha-
picked like Schoolboy Q before.
Have they?
Yeah.
But Nipsey though, like that seemed to come out of nowhere.
Pusha T came out of
necessarily,
nowhere to me.
yeah.
How do you mean not
Especially that kind of
necessarily?
album.
Yeah.
Like Schoolboy Q.
No. Schoolboy, I
yeah,
get
yeah,
that.
yeah.
But Nipsey? Like if it was BET Hip Hop Awards, okay,
Exactly.
I get it.
Different story.
Yeah.
Grammys? Like from where? Like he's never been on anybody else's song or album that has been on
He ain't
a
going
Grammy
on
nominated.
album.
Exactly.
Right.
Like how did he just get there? Nah, I'm not complaining.
It's
Cause
just weird.
But it's weird. Like how did you get there?
Well, I think
You know what I'm
they
saying?
hired new people to pay attention to the hip hop industry.
That's what I mean, right?
Yeah. So that's why they probably know about Nipsey Hussle and Daytona and
Daytona.
stuff
This
like
is
that.
good.
No, it is
This is
good.
good. This is a turn for the better.
Cardi B deleted her Instagram because
She
people were
did.
coming at her,
That's sad,
about
man.
that.
That
And then BET tried to be funny, and they got canceled.
Bruh.
What you mean? What happened?
They
You didn't
tweeted
see
up-
that?
Yeah.
I didn't see that either.
So when Cardi was accepting her Grammy, they tweeted out, meanwhile, Nicki Minaj is being dragged by her lace front. So instead of
BET
tweeting
Yes.
positively about Cardi B,
Right.
they decided to tweet something negatively about Nicki Minaj.
Okay.
And she later on announced that Young Money would no longer be a part of the BET appearance or award show.
Who said that? Nikki.
Nicki,
Yeah.
yeah. So
She hit
they're
up-
pulling
Did
out.
you see the screenshots of her talking to Wayne?
Nah.
That's what I heard at least. I didn't see those either, but somebody told me that there were screenshots of her talking to Wayne, and Wayne, and she was basically telling Wayne like, "Yo, this is what BET just said. I want to pull out," and Wayne was like, "Bet, go for it."
You know, Twitter's supposed to be funny and, supposed to do these little meme things, and they tried to get in on that, kind of do a Wendy's thing,
Yep.
and it backfired, but
Hard.
this was just a bad tweet. Like, there's nothing funny about that. Why would you even, just celebrate Cardi. Just make this all
Yeah.
about Cardi. Leave
Yeah.
Nicki out of this. Let other people make that joke.
I think it was wonderful for everybody that got nominated in the hip hop rap album of the year, because I think that does show that the Grammys were a little bit more in tune with what was really happening in hip hop. For Daytona
Yeah.
to be nominated, 6 short tracks, I think everybody 7. Shit, it's been a minute since I went back. But I think that album had a lot of people talking. At least for me, I know Nipsey had me and whatever Nipsey fans talking Cardi had an amazing year, so I think it was fair for her to get nominated. I think she had the biggest year out of anybody in that category. So for her to win, I don't feel no type of way.
Yeah, the Grammys are paying attention.
They are.
And we can tell that the hires they made.
Better attention, Mike. Better attention.
They're paying attention. They're paying attention. They're trying.
So I'm shutting
What's
up.
the
Leave
face
me
for
alone.
though?
See, you doing it again.
You can't make faces and not expect me
But
to
my
ask
face was
questions.
off the camera. I was letting Ken and Ralph finish.
Yeah, they're trying. So they hired people, they got them in, they made some selections
Better.
that hip hop people would know about, and here they go. They have a lot of work to do. And will they get it right? I don't know, but they've taken a step in the right direction.
They gave y'all Negroes a bucket of chicken and you happy as fuck.
I'm just.
And then he exits it.
They fried the chicken. It just wasn't good. This the white folks chicken. Oh my God. This ain't that soul food chicken. No, I didn't eat it because I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it.
I got you.
But just from the outside looking in, this is my analysis. It's like, okay, they're trying.
My thing is there any way to know whether they're trying or pandering? Like, we can't really know that, right? We can only take what we see. It's just like, well,
Exactly. That's exactly what he just said. We need another year or two. So us fucking jumping up and down, be like, thank you, sub. Right now, I feel like it's too soon.
No, but we can give them a
Can
soft
we?
clap. Just a soft clap.
Can we?
Thank you.
So when Master just works your ass to death and gives you a quarter, you're gonna be like, well, thank you, I appreciate it. Or you're gonna be like, no, motherfucker, I'm worth more than that. I'm worth $1. When we start actually winning the categories over these other artists, then I'll say they're paying attention.
We can easily say, I see what you're doing, but it's not good enough.
Exactly.
Yes.
I agree with that.
There you go.
Last question. So, because we never touched on this, well, we kind of did, but not directly. Relevance of Grammys.
It doesn't make you or break you, but it does put a different type of spotlight. It does increase your value as an artist, right? Because at the end of the day, we talking dollars and cents. Your time is money, and your money for your time definitely goes up once you get nominated, and if you win, it goes up even more. So it is relevant in that, but it's not relevant in terms of establishing yourself as an artist. It doesn't make or break you in that way.
Anybody disagrees with that?
No, I think that was perfectly put.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Cool. Thank you, Mr. Eric V.
Of course. Dead End Gaming. Check that shit out.
Y'all don't want to take that shit out.
Nah.
Shit, man.